Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. This is group 109 from LAX2003 and we are going to do a recording for our for discussion 6, which is the last discussion, movie review. And as this is the last discussion, I'm a little bit emotional. I don't know about others. So yeah, let's start. So let's start with introducing ourselves. I do my first. My name is Said Faizan Al Haq, and my metric number is 209250.
Hello everyone, my name is Madhuri Punesan. My metric number is 205987.
Hello everyone, my name is Krishna Sivasankaran and my matrix number is 205194. Nice meeting you all again.
Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Hanis bin Bakaruddin. My metric number is 207926. Nice to meet you all.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Anil Kadawana Kupo and my matrix number is 208569.
Hello everyone, I'm Muhammad Nofidaus bin Amran and my metric number 205514.
Hi everyone, my name is Kashmira Shala Ganesh and my matrix number is 207955.
Hello everyone, my name is Zati Sharaf binti Muhammad Kamal Nizam. My matrix number is 209088.
Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Ifakim bin Ibrahim. My metric number is 208294.
Hi everyone, with me again. My name is Nurfahana Binti Sapari and my matrix number is 206350.
Okay, thank you everyone. So our last discussion, we have selected the science fiction genre and decided to watch Ready Player One. So have everyone watched this movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good
Okay,
movie.
so let me give a short synopsis of the movie. It's in 2045. The planet is on the brink of chaos and collapse, but the people find salvation in the Oasis, an expensive virtual reality universe created by eccentric James Halliday. When Halliday dies, he promises his immense fortune to the first person to discover a digital Easter egg that's hidden somewhere in the Oasis. When young Wedwards joins the contest, he finds himself becoming an unlikely hero in a reality-bending treasure hunt through a fantastical world of mystery, discovery, and danger. So that's the synopsis, and that's the movie related and based on. So let's start the discussion. Let's start the review. So what about Farhana?
Okay, now I would like to share about the direction of this movie. Actually, this movie is based on Klein's 2011 science fiction novel, which the title of the novel is same as this movie, which is Ready Player One. Ready Player One is an American science fiction adventure film directed by Steven Spielberg. For your information, Spielberg, he is considered as one of the most popular producer and director in America. And this film takes place in 2045 when much of humanity uses the virtual reality software to escape from the real world. And Spielberg directed and produced this movie around July of 2015 with casting for the movie in beginning of September 2015. It started filming around July 2016 and located at England and was completed by September 2016. So the running time of this movie, it takes up to 2 hours and 19 minutes. And from what I have researched, Spielberg stated that this movie is the most challenging since it used an extensive visual effect. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, so let me illustrate the writing part of this movie. So this Ready Player One film is actually based on a novel. The name is the same, and it's written by Ernest Cline, and he's an American writer. and this novel was his first sold novel, and for this he became #1 New York Times best-selling novelist and screenwriter. And after that he also has so many novels like Ready Player 2 and some and Armanda and the else. So his fiction and his vision about the science fiction movies and science fiction genre is really amazing. So let's move to the Kashmira.
Thank you, Shed. So today I'll be sharing a little bit on the plot of Ready Player One. So this movie evolves around the year 2045, where people escape from reality by playing a virtual entertainment game. It's a universe which is created by James Halliday and his partner, Ogden Morrow, and they named it Oasis. So after Halliday's death, his avatar announces that there will be a game within the Oasis itself where players have to find 3 keys by accomplishing 3 challenges in order to find this Easter egg, and whoever wins this Easter egg gets ownership over the entire Oasis. So the story goes on about how our lead, his name is Parcival in the game, and he and his entire team take on each challenge together against the CEO of IOI, which is an industry run by Nolan Sorrento, who seeks to control the entire Oasis. And he does that by using his army of employees called the Sixers to find the Easter egg. And after winning the 3rd key, Percival will then enter this treasure room where Halliday's avatar gives him a contract to sign for him to gain ownership over the Oasis. But then Percival will refuse because he recognizes the moment as the same one where Halliday chases his friend Ogden Morrow out of his partnership. So then Halliday will go on to express his regret in his life, and then he will hand over the entire Oasis to Percival. So in the end, Wade Watts, who plays Percival in the Oasis, will get to run the Oasis, and he also chooses Ogden Morrow as a consultant. And that is the general storyline of Ready Player One. And I find it very interesting, to be honest, and especially at the ending, there's a lot of that. And that is all from me today. Thank you.
Okay, I will talk about cinematography from this movie. Ready Player One has an amazing cinematography led by Janusz Kaminski. Based on that movie, we can see that every character movement, placement of actor are shot very well. Each scene is taken with such intricate measures that every angle is portrayed perfectly for the audience. This film also taken with the help of CGI. I think almost 80% of this movie are made by CGI effect, such as game character, robot, and the places. Although this film almost use CGI effect, but it does not change the basis of the film, and I think it still look fantastic and amazing. So I think I think Janusz Kaminski do a great job to make a great movie.
Thank you, Irfan. I'm going to talk about the visual effects of this movie. As you said, Irfan, almost 80% of this movie was shot using visual effects. And Territory Studio developed the visual effects with some pre-visualization done by the third floor, another studio. According to the visual effects supervisor, 80 minutes of the final 140 minutes film are set on the Oasis. Steven Spielberg remarked that this is the most difficult movie that he have done since Saving Private Ryan. Part of the film, during the team trying to obtain the 2nd key, takes place in a visual space based on the Overlook Hotel in the film The Shining. If in case you are familiar with the movie Shining, you might know the scene. So this scene was mostly a digital creation using high quality telecine of the original film, allowing new camera angles and shots that did not appear in the original. They used the old scenes from The Shining to recreate it in a digital way. The studio also had to produce digital versions of the films in many cultural references, including the DeLorean time machine from Back to the Future, the Iron Giant, Chucky, and also King Kong. And they also included almost all the pop culture references such as Batman, Joker, the aliens, and even a Superman's alter ego, Clark Kent. In my opinion, they did a very good job in their visual effects, and it kept the audience entertained and asking for more because it was very interesting scenes. So I would say there's no mistakes that I can find in the visual effects of the movie. They did a good job in making it, and as we know, Steven Spielberg, the famous director, will give his best for all his movies. That's it. That's all for me.
Thank you, Krish. So now I'm gonna continue with the editing. Okay, so for the editing, I think for me this movie has been edited well by the editing team. But of course, this movie has been a blockbuster movie because it has been directed well by Steven Spielberg. So for me, the editing was quite impressive because they put each scene that will play nicely in the movie. We can relate it. We can relate each scene by moving on to the next scene. You know. So for me, I think the best part for this movie, for me, I think it is the when Wade Watts, which is Parzival, meets the creator of the Oasis. I think it shares us the editing part. I think this movie has been directed well by Steven Spielberg, which has made many blockbuster movies. For me, the editing was quite impressive. The editing team made a very good job for this movie. They put each scene in this movie nicely because we can relate from one scene to the next scene along the movie. And I think the best part for this movie is when Parzival enter the game at the Planet Dome because at this scene we can see many games character they put in the Oasis. So for me, I think the editing team has done a good job for this movie, and I really like this movie. That's all for me.
Thank you, Hannes, for the editing part. So today I'm going to talk about the acting part and a bit of the character's background. Basically, there are a lot of actor and actresses in this movie, so I'm just only going to talk about the important role, which is Wade Watt, Samantha Cook, and Nolan Sorrento. Firstly, I'm going to talk about Wade Watt. Wade Watt's acted by Ty Sheridan, who is a better is named Parzival, aka Z, is driven to the quest by a desire to escape the limitations and meaningless of his life, which is marked by a lack of close relationship. Wade is an orphan. He lives in the stack of poor crime-ridden area with his irresolved aunt. He then met his best friend, H, in the Oasis. At first, Wade's virtual life inside the Oasis is more vivid to him than his real life, but then he becomes inspired to pursue a romantic relationship with Artemis. Okay, that's the background of the main role, Wade Watts. I personally think that the actor did a great job in portraying the character, which is Wade. The way he talked and expressed with emotion during every scene is believable, and I really like when there are like two personality between Wade and Z, which is really reasonable because we also tends to be more comfortable in social media, some same as the Oasis. Lastly, my favorite scene is when he showed that he really knows about holiday and he even cried. During the Easter egg scene was remarkable. That's really showed the passion of him about Haley's life. Secondly, Samantha Cook, acted by Olivia Cook. She is known as Artemis in the Oasis. Artemis runs a popular blog about her efforts in the quest and is a obsessive, knowledgeable, and highly skilled gunter on par with Wade. She is the second to find the copper key and the first to find Jade key. From my point of view, Olivia Cook acted the character really well. She did a good job in expressing how it feels to lose a father and that died and related to the Oasis. Artemis doesn't need a long explanations of why she wanted to fight IOI. Um, the facial expressions of the cook is believable, but I think there's a lack of character development of her, and I didn't quite like that part. Lastly is Nolan Sorrento. Nolan Sorrento, acted by Ben Mendelsohn, is the leader of the sister. He had this motive that he wanted to own the Oasis. Sorrento is a ruthless man, determined to win the contest at any cost. If he does, I can control and monetize the Oasis. When Wade refused to cooperate, he detonated explosive around Wade's home, that killing dozens of innocent people. That shows how desperate he wanted to win. Ben Mendelsohn, that this character done a really splendid job because he really made me hate him, which is a good sign that he's really a good actor, especially when he played the avatar in Oasis, which looks like a really good, bad guy. His voice tone and facial expression is believable, and I think a lot of you guys hate him too. I have no hate comments of his acting because he acted really well and I enjoyed his acting. That is all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaura. So next, I want to talk about production creativity. As we know, Ready Player One is an American science fiction action adventure film 2008, directed by, 2018, directed by Steven Spielberg. According to the production crew, there are many creative and technical challenges as the film innovates the perception and presentation of virtual reality and augmented reality in cinematic form. For me, they play a good role in producing this film, and for me, this film is very great. The storytelling of this film is also very interesting, although Spielberg considered the film to be the most challenging due, due to its extensive visual effect, but for me, he was successful. To produce this film, they have spent about $175 million and more than $100 million spent only for global marketing. While watching this film, I feel very happy because the performance on this film looks very real and different from others. The film demonstrates the technological sophistication of future use through video games. The film generally received positive reviews from critics and earned more than $582 million as nomination at the 91 Academy Awards, 24 Critic Choice Award, and the 72 British Academy Film Award. So for me, they deserve such recognition because of the creative ideas in the production of the film. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Fidos. So next is for my part, which is soundtrack and BGM of Ready Player One movie. So generally, soundtrack and background music refer to a mode of musical performance in which the music is not intended to be a primary focus of potential listener, but it content character and volume level are deliberately chosen to affect behavioral and emotional response in humans, such as concentration, relaxation, relaxation, distraction, and excitement. So in this filmmaking, John Williams was originally to compose this film score. However, William left the project and Alan Silvestri take over scoring duties for this film. So Alan Anthony Silvestri is an American composer and conductor of film and television score. His credits include the Back to the Future film series, Forrest Gump, The Polar Express, and several Marvel Cinematic Universe film, including the Avenger film, but except for Avenger Age of Ultron. So he is a two-time Academy Awards and Golden Globe Awards nominee, and three-time Saturn Awards and two-time Primetime Emmy Awards recipient. So that's all for my point. Thank you.
I will be talking about the time frame of this movie. Normally, time frame of a movie will have a significant impact on how strong portray and the pacing of the narrative. Duration of this movie is 2 hours and 19 minutes. Running time. Time frame of the story right from the start has a great deal of time and efforts in rewrites further down the road ultimately discover the director didn't squeeze too much of information into the script. Director constant choosing time frame to suit the story. I think this movie has the best time frame. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for your opinion. However, so far we have done the formal review, and now I would like to ask for personal opinions about the movie. So, Anis, what's your personal opinion about this movie?
Okay, for me, I think I very like this movie. You know, I've watched it several times, and I never felt bored about this movie. I think this movie has taught us many lessons in life, and I think for gamers, you know, they will like this movie because in Oasis they included many classic games such as the Atari 2006, and then you also can see many games creator in this movie such as Pac-Man and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle and many more. And this movie can be watched by any type of ages, and it's very suitable for all. And I think this movie deserves more recognition from people over the world. That's all from me.
I agree with you, Hanis. Overall, I would say this movie is really interesting and inspiring to us, as it can make us think how useful and advanced the technology being used. As you all know, nowadays, everything follows the virtual reality, VR trendy. However, there are a violent scene and few kissing scene at this movie, which is not suitable for some viewers, especially for the younger. So I think that's why the rated age for this movie is 13 plus. So with parental guide lah, of course. So that's all from me. Thank you.
For me, the most memorable scene I would say is the scene Parzival did with Artemis at nightclub. Do you guys remember? Okay. They
Yeah.
both go
Yeah.
go on a virtual date as they dance. As they dance, Artemis flirts with Parzival and he reveals his real name in hope they could meet in real life. But Artemis doesn't take what Parzival is saying seriously as she explained that her avatar in Oasis is not who she is in real life, and that Parzival doesn't know who truly she is. The scene reminding me that not everyone is who they say they are. I think this message is great for younger audience who might be unaware of possible danger online, as Anis said earlier. Thank you. That's all from me.
Thank you, Madhuri. For myself, the most memorable scene for me is the race scene. Okay, the first race. Even though the climax scene was the best scene in the movie overall, for me, the first race to obtain the first key was very memorable because you can see the King Kong, right? The King Kong was a very powerful hurdle for the racers to overcome. Many experienced racers didn't make through, even though how many times they tried. They cannot get past King Kong to go to the other side of the bridge. They always lost to King Kong. But wait, he discovered the trick of the race by driving backwards and winning the race. It was very clever of Halliday to make such a race for his first challenge. That really caught my attention in the movie, and that's really what made me to complete the movie, watching the movie until finish, because that was the key scene for me in the movie. Thank you.
Would you all recommend this movie to others, and how would you rate the movie on a scale of 1 to 10? Anyone else?
Thank you, Irfan, for the question. Personally, I find Ready Player One a very fascinating movie because this movie consists of like riddles, puzzles, and challenges, which is more to my liking because it expands our thinking skills and makes us question like what's going to happen next, like why is this, how does this correlate, and all that. And other than that, I find this movie not slow paced and draggy unlike other movies, and we are constantly like being bombarded with new information, new puzzles, and it makes us actually think like being in their shoes, wondering what's going to happen next. Lastly, even though this movie is pretty much fictional, I believe like the content and then the virtues, especially at the ending part, like virtues we can learn like teamwork spirit and friendship and others is the main message of this movie. And that being said, I would definitely recommend this movie as because like as Hani said, it is suitable for all ages, and I would rate this movie a solid 8. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Kesh. I'm agree with Kashmira. In my opinion, this movie is quite interesting to watch, but not really recommended for children under 13 because there are contain some material that may scare or disturb children. So for me, I will give rating 7 out of 10. Okay, that's all.
Uh, okay, guys, thank you. To sum up, you all have gave so many pros and cons and rating of this movie. But the fact is, we actually enjoyed the movie, I think. So that's the end of our meeting and of our discussion 6, and also the end of our Lex group movie review. So thank you so much, everyone, for your patience, for your kindness, for your humbleness with me and with everyone. So yeah, that's it. I hope
Make me
we will meet
cry.
again soon.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Shed.
much, Shade,
Thank
for
you,
Thank you,
the.
everyone.
everybody.
Thank you.
Alright.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye. It was
Bye
a good
bye.
journey.
Bye.